My name is Lisa Higgins and I'm a VODA-trained manual lymphatic drainage therapist. What I'm going to show you is the homework that I give all of my clients, how to do some self-clearing at home. And I hand out this very basic chart. I have the words, and actually I've made a video before, but I'm updating the video to make things a little bit clearer. So this is for people just generally wanting to improve their lymphatic circulation, for general health, just to do a bit of a detox, whatever the reason might be. So the first thing that we're going to do, all lymphatic drainage starts in the neck. That's where the lymph joins in with the blood supply. It's the most important place. We call it the terminus. What we do is we find the little spots at the base of our neck, and on me it's easy to see because I'm quite bony here, but if you squidge your shoulders forward, then what you find is there's a little indent just in here. Most people can feel it, and if you then straighten back up, what you're using is flat fingers, so no pointy fingers. We want them flat. What we're going to be doing is stretching the skin and making 10 little circles here. Slow circles, just to stimulate these lymph nodes in here. Now your lymphatic system is 2 millimeters under the surface of the skin. So the pressure you're using is very, very light. So just think, stretch skin, so 10 of those. The second area that we open up is under the armpits. And the easiest way to do that, again, flat hands, no pokey pointy fingers. And you're coming under the armpit because you've got lymph nodes all the way through this area here. So we're going to be putting the flat hands, and again, another big circle, as big as you can make it, because there are nodes all through this area. 10 circles, either side. People try to do this, it's just not as comfortable. The third thing we're going to do is 5 abdominal breaths. There's science that proves that 5 abdominal breaths 5 times a day helps to reduce lymphedema. It's really powerful. It also has knock-on effects on your cardiovascular system, your nervous system. It's just good for you. And I tell people to peg it to when they're walking to the toilet, not in the toilet. Better to do it on your way there because that's something you do regularly, and that way you'll remember the 5 times. And the cheats way, because most people when you tell them to breathe, they do this. And they breathe into their upper chest. What we want is a diaphragmatic breath. And the cheats way of doing that, so you don't have to think about it if you're not sure, is to have your hands in between your chest and do a nice big breath in. And breath out. When you do that, you can feel your diaphragm lifting up, and what that does is it creates a high pressure system in your abdomen, and that just stimulates all the nodes in here. Over 50% of your lymph nodes are in your abdomen. It's really important. The next thing we're going to do is the groin area. Now there are a couple of ways of doing this depending on your mobility. You can use your hands. You make a V and you're coming at the top of the leg here, and you make a V, and again, flat hands, and you're making 10 little circles along the panty line. Easier way of doing that, the cheats way, is if you're close to a table, you're just going to do some leg lifts. Because the lymph nodes are through here, and by doing leg lifts, you're stimulating them. Now, if you haven't got good mobility, you can do those sitting in a chair. Just lift a little bit as well. So there are ways of doing that to make it easier. So that's all the main nodes. Then the next part of the homework is to do some dry brushing. Now people get confused with this. Dry brushing, natural fiber, dry brush. What you want is quite a soft brush. You don't want one of the really hard ones. And what you're doing, you're actually just dropping the brush onto your hand and moving it. There's no pressure. More is not better, not for the lymphatics. If you're going in too deeply, what you're doing is you're actually closing the lymphatics down and working on a muscular level, which feels great, but it's not effective for your lymphatics. So I get people to start, if you're going to start with your arms, obviously it's going to be on skin, And what I suggest is you do the top half of the arm first towards the armpit, because you've opened those nodes to clear them. How I do it is I do 10 strokes on the under, 10 strokes upper, and 10 strokes on the back. And then I work my way down here, and I'll do 10 strokes on the top part, 10 strokes on the bottom part. There's no pressure on that. Repeat on the other side. If you want to do the abdomen, we're going clockwise. So this is how your digestion goes, which is your descending colon, ascending colon, transverse colon. You can do it in 10 little strokes this way at one time, or you can just make little circles. To do the legs, same with the arm. You start at the top and you're going to do 10 strokes, 10 strokes, 10, 10. And make sure that you get behind the knee, because you've got lymph nodes behind the knee. And then the lower, 10 strokes, 10 strokes, 10 strokes. Now on the back, you can get really technical. And if you wanted to do that, then you'd be bringing fluid over to the neck here, fluid to the armpit, and then fluid down to the groin area. I actually find that really difficult to do, and I'm quite dexterous with my hands. With your back, there are lots of pathways for the fluid to go, so personally I don't fuss too much about the direction. I just do what I can reach, and I think that's probably a good thing, and it feels really good on your back anyway. Then what I need you to do is hop into the shower, have a shower and wash all that dead skin off, and put some good moisturizer on, because it's really important to keep the integrity of your skin intact. Any questions, send me a little message at my website. Lovely talking to you.